Welcome to Becoming Fearless, the personal growth podcast for you if you are ready to overcome fear and step into your greatness. Our purpose is to help you overcome your limits, have loads of fun along the way, unlocking your fullest potential in life, business, health and relationships every single day. I'm your host, Charlotte Carter, a high-performance coach and entrepreneur with over 20 years' experience. I've supported many highly driven, talented people like you who dream big and are ready to take action to overcome what's holding them back. Each week, my guests and I will be sharing hacks and habits on how to build self-belief, courage and confidence to master your mindset and navigate your emotions so that you can reach your human potential in a way that feels light, fun and easeful and helps you become fearless. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Becoming Fearless. This is a solo episode and I want to touch on the whole notion of something external to ourselves. So the whole notion of we are energetic beings living a human existence and the whole idea of life outside of our human senses. So I remember when I first sort of came into different areas of personal development and growth, and there were definitely lots of spiritual people around me in different walks of life, in places that I worked, in the wider family and friendships, and there was definitely a curiosity for me in what else was out there. I've always had a real sense of intuition about so many things, but I've not always allowed it to lead my life or my decisions or what I am going to be doing in the future. And some might say I've not listened in. And I find it really interesting as I shape my life and shape the business now. And spirituality is a huge part of my work, and understanding energy is a huge part of my work. In fact, it's probably the biggest part of the work that I do with high performers. So I want to just talk about the metaphysical, really, for those people who are curious like I was. A high performer and I just want to get my head down, my action taker, I just want to do these things. I want to really understand why I'm doing them and what's the purpose of them, and then I'll go and do them. When I first came across the whole notion of the metaphysical, I was like, this is fascinating. I am going to lean in and I'm going to explore and I'm going to learn to understand what it means for me and what it means for the people around me who I love and what it means for the business I dare to lead. And for a long time, I worked on that separately. I kept it all to myself. I didn't share any of this in the wider guise. So it felt apt that as the podcast is getting bigger and out to more and more listeners, that this feels like the right episode to bring to your ears now. I want to take you back to talk about metaphysical for a moment. So physical, in our human existence, in our physical senses are the five senses that we learn when we are growing up or whenever we learn them. That are taste, sight, hear, smell and touch. We know them, they are around us. We can feel things, we can see things, hear things, taste things and touch things. There are physical senses that we have. Some people say we have six, some people say another physical sense is intuition. But I want to talk about the metaphysical. So the metaphysical is things that are outside our five senses. They're outside things that we can see. They're outside experiences that we have experienced to date. The way that they show up for us is in various guises. So, for example, your imagination is metaphysical. What goes on in your head and what you imagine and what you visualise is metaphysical. It's not something that you can see, smell, taste, touch or hear. Well, some people can, they hear things, but it's not actually those kind of things. And understanding for yourself that actually your imagination the power of visualization. Your dreams are just one part of the metaphysical universe that we have around us. It is wide, it is expansive, it is going to blow your mind if you want to go into that space and understand it and be, do, have and create from that space and place. But I want to just take you through it in a human existence way so that you can decide for yourself whether you want to go down the route of any of the next steps in this journey for yourself. So imagine your imagination, whatever it is that you think about. What can you imagine? Can you imagine yourself welcoming in wealth? Can you imagine yourself in the fittest of health? Can you imagine yourself the strongest you've ever been, inner and outer? Can you imagine yourself full of love and giving love? Can you imagine yourself in abundance in all of those things? Can you imagine the greatest holiday of your life? Can you imagine living in the greatest place that you want to? Can you imagine all of those things on so many levels? And what is it that you do and have to be able to create all of that joy in your life? You can imagine it, you can visualize it, and it will come into your dreams. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about in terms of opening doors to this kind of thing is there's like the law of vibration, there's the law of attraction, and there's various laws that you can go and have a look at. Ultimately, we are vibrational beings. So wherever we are energetic beings, and we all vibrate at a certain frequency. And ultimately, in a snapshot, when we vibrate at our highest frequency, we get to attract things into our life that we desire that are also of that same highest frequency. But so many of us, and why I brought this whole Becoming Fearless podcast to your ears, is that so many of us don't let ourselves, allow ourselves to even go there or understand that next aspect of life, because we are trapped in fear, or we're trapped in judgment, or we're trapped in rejection, or we're trapped in feeling like you just don't get it and not good enough. And so we don't actually propel ourselves to a next level of understanding and growth that is already here for us, that always was here for us, and has a perception for so many because of this fear about not really understanding it. So I wanted to just talk about, actually, there are some great, great people that are around now or have left a huge legacy in this area. And what they speak about is so, so potent, so, so poignant in the world of high performance, in the world of becoming fearless, and the world of harnessing your energy. And my biggest mission in the world is to help people harness their energies, to help people heal their energy, help people understand how they can use it, how they can maximize it, how they can energize their life and their experiences like never before. And one of the greatest things that I know in the growth that I've had personally, and that I now teach with my clients, is about this honoring yourself and honoring who you are and honoring what you stand by, and then creating habits and personal practices that are going to bring things into your world and opportunities and experiences and conversations where you can really start to unpick some of this stuff. So your dreams are part of your metaphysical, your imagination is part of your metaphysical, and there are a huge array of other aspects to this. But I remember when I first came into it, and this is what this episode is for, when I first came into it, I was like, just show me a little bit about what's going on. Just explain a bit to me. And I remember the first person that I sort of came across was Bob Proctor. Then I went in Abraham Hicks, and then I went to Gabby Bernstein, and then I went to a wealth of other people out there and podcasts out there and authors out there, and then connected with a lot of people in real life and worked with a lot of fantastic leaders in this field. But I remember one of Bob Proctor's quite famous abundance meditations that I think is on YouTube. And I remember listening to it every single day for 30 days. That's what he advised. Listen to this every single day, once or twice for 30 days, and just see what unfolds. Now, I love a challenge, and I love to be to see, what somebody else has experienced. I'm like, yeah, I want to see what, what's my take going to be on that? How am I going to experience it? What's going to happen for me? And I can remember this was about 3.5 years ago. And I can remember listening to it every single morning. It was without fail one of my default habits. And so much changed. So much changed in how I showed up, how present I was in the day, how much appreciation I had for people around me, and gratitude I had, and grace I gave myself. So much showed up for moving through resistance and moving through discomfort, because some days I just didn't want to listen to that. And I did, and I showed, and basically kept reiterating to myself, as I know, I'm an action taker and I will take the action on whatever it is that I am wanting to understand or have or create. And that's where it all started. Then numerous aspects came in, which I'll do more episodes on, in terms of my whole spiritual awakening and my opening up to more and more aspects of energy, and then having my own aspect of this, which I will talk more about. But understanding that there's something external to me that allows me to create this life that I have, and allows me to create all of the good stuff, allows me to create all of the stuff that I really, don't know why I've created. But all along the path of life, there is a co-creation going on, and you've played a part in it, whether you have wanted to or not, and whether it's to teach you a lesson or whatever it is. I always say with people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think it's the same for experiences. Things happen to you. There's always a learning, even in those painful moments where you're like, what the heck is the learning in this? I really didn't sign up to this. There is always an abundance of learning, and sometimes the depth of the pain or the emotions or the space that you're in, or the energy that you're in, the other side of it is like so freeing and light and rewarding. That it's this dynamic that so many high performers have, where they're like, okay, let's go really low again there, so I'll go really high. And one of the things that I want to instill with people listening to the podcast is about, you can find your rhythm of life. We don't have to go to the extremes that so many high achievers thrive on. We can find our extremes in different things. They don't have to be emotional extremes. They don't have to be, experience extremes. They can be in a very, very different way. I love the cold water. That's an extreme to a certain extent. I love obstacle course races. They're an extreme to a certain extent. I love pushing myself and understanding myself in terms of learning. That's an extreme in a certain way. But understand that actually there's magic in the mundane. There's magic in the rhythm of life. There's magic in the routine. There's magic in the creating more space and energy for yourself, and creating space where you can feel alive, not just existing, not just Groundhog Daying, but really being present and being alive and being who you are and what you are here to do. And from that space and place, true magic happens and true opportunities open up for you, and you get to a space where there is abundance everywhere you look, and all of the things that you can be, do, have, and create are all there already, and it's just for you to see them. So have a think about what I've said. Have a think about what you want to imagine. How can you take yourself to a place of abundance, joy, happiness, success, and ultimate wealth? And what are you doing? Who are you being? What are you seeing when you're in that imagination space or that visualization? What are the actions you are doing? You are taking. Who are you being? And can you bring them into your reality today? Can you start doing those things now? Can you start acting like it's already happened? Can you start moving through and detaching from the outcome? Can you start actually understanding that there's more going on at play? Or are you like I was for a lot of my life in the, I'm in this space and this is how I am and this is what I see because I haven't got any other awareness? You get to choose how far and how deep you go onto this journey, but I am going to be bringing more of my insights for myself and sharing more of my gifts and different talents in this space because I'm not hiding them anymore. So a huge love to you all, a huge expansive energy, huge courage if you're going to go down this next space, this next opportunity, this next opening, this next awakening. It is a fabulous place to be. It's a great place to hang out. I have so much fun there. And like I say, I'm going to be bringing more of this into different episodes and different insights into how owning your energy, and in all its guises, so in its mental clarity, in terms of your mindset, in your physical well-being, in terms of how you look after your human frame, in terms of your emotional health, what's going on with your emotions and your heart health and happiness, and in terms of your spiritual well-being, how you can really build a life where all of those come together and you get to really shine in that space and really elevate yourself to the next level and the next level and the next level. So I'm excited to talk more about that. But for now, huge love to you all. Have a great day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world listening. And I will come to you on the next episode. So for now, take care and speak to you soon. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. I hope that you're feeling energised, fearless and inspired to take action today to stand in your greatness. I share even more tools and resources on my I Dare to Leap email newsletter. By signing up, you not only get early access to the I Dare to Leap products and services, but you also get brand new podcast episodes delivered straight to your inbox every Monday, meaning you'll never miss your weekly dose of becoming fearless energy. Sign up now at www.idaretoleap.com/newsletter or click the link in the show notes below.